Hello, all my friends out there in Facebook world. I hope you're doing well. I simply cannot tell you how beautiful of a day it is up here on the top of the mountain. I have the whole place to myself with a view like this and the presence of the Lord. Just right over here to the right of me, as their sign says, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. And boy, what a joy it is when the Lord just reaches down and helps you. And I don't know about you, but if you can't be helped by a view like that, there might not be any help for you. There is no better therapy than to seek the presence of the Lord and to see the beauty of His creation. As I'm standing up here, I'm reminded a while ago as I was down in the lobby area reading, I brought a book with me. I went, before I came up here, to my bookshelf looking for a particular book by R.A. Torrey called The Power of Prayer and the Prayer Power. It is a book that the Lord has used in my life on several occasions. It is a great motivator to pray. And as I went and looked for that book, I couldn't find it. So I grabbed another book that I've read before. Some books are just worth reading over and over again. And the book by R.A. Torrey that I mentioned is certainly one of them. And this other book by Andrew Murray, called The Prayer Life, is another book. And as I opened it up and began reading again in the foreword, it says in the foreword that the book was motivated by a conference that was held in South Africa on April the 11th through the 14th of 1912. And in the margin of the book, I'm going to put the camera where you can see it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I started reading this book on April 11th of 2008. So 96 years later, to the day that that conference began, I started reading this book that came out of that conference that addressed the spiritual needs of the nation and the nations and the dearth of the land that was a result of Christians just living sort of a worldly existence. And so they said, we really need a revival of prayer. And so 96 years later to the day, in God's providence, I started reading that book. And the other night when I was at work, the Lord began stirring something in me that I didn't realize would come back to this book. But I told a coworker, I said, Renee, I said, I want the Lord to do something in my life through prayer that will impact generations to come, that will bear fruit for years to come. And as I'm up here on this little quick retreat to pray, that is my prayer. I am praying, and I just stopped and talked to a senior adult group out of Georgia that's on their way over to the Cove to a seminar with Jim Henry. And I gave them this little bit of testimony that I am praying for something, for the Lord to do something, some kind of ministry that will bear fruit for 96 years to come. 96 years from today, probably most of us will not be here, but we can do something through prayer, through the power of God's living Spirit, birthing something in us that will stand the test of time. So I don't know about you, but that's what I'm praying for. I am simply seeking the Lord to rejoice and be glad in Him and to magnify Him, as Psalm 70 verse 4 says. And I am praying expectantly and with great anticipation of what the Lord's going to do that I will never see, but I pray that it will bear fruit. So I invite you to pray with me. I'm going to be praying for many of you up here. If there's something you want me to pray for, put it in the comments, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to pray for you and ask the Lord to do something beyond our ability to even comprehend it. May God bless you. I ask you to, again, pray for me that the Lord would give me fresh insight and revelation as to what He would have me to do in my life to live obediently for Him. The Lord loves you, and so do I. Have a good day, and God bless you.